Hey, Nate. It's been a couple weeks, but I think I still want to check in and see how the penis flaps are doing.
Oh, is this Hunter from Plunge Podcast?
This is Hunter from Plunge Podcast.
Wow, I didn't even see you right there.
Yeah, I know. I snuck in.
But wait, my penis flaps?
Yeah, I remember distinctly you were telling me about some penis flaps and something about peeing, and honestly, I just think we need to talk.
You nailed it. Wow. That's how we do it. That's how we do it here.
Wow, geez, that was
Start
pretty
off
good.
with hey Pepin and end with we need to talk. Perfect. You want to do the next part too?
No.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Riley, and I'm joined here with my lovely husband and best friend of over 8 years, The Hunt.
I'm not holding your hand this episode because it was sweaty last time, and
It's
now my
way
hands are
more sweaty.
Yeah,
And
me
we're
too.
the Plunge Podcast, and we're joined here today to talk about Nate's dick flaps. So we're joined with the boys from We Need to Talk, Meter and Pepin. What's up, guys?
Not too much. Thanks so much for having us.
So, are we on the Plunge or is
Nope.
the Plunge on us?
Yeah, we're going to send them this audio and they'll release this as their episode.
Every single time we go on a show, we hijack it. I don't know why it happens, but we do it. We take their shtick.
I just want to say you guys did a really great job.
We're like chameleons.
It's
you
like
know?
you've listened to the show once.
Maybe a couple times.
or heard it.
We heard it like a minute ago when you did the exact same thing. Well, that's great because that was an hour ago and you remembered. So
What do you mean?
hats
That
off
was
there.
2 full weeks ago.
That's what I meant.
I was told I had big dick energy yesterday.
You
It
got
made me
medium
happy.
Dick energy.
Well, she told me I had meaty dick energy, and you know
got
what?
average dick energy.
Dude, listen, my life is adequate, and that's exactly where I stand. But we're not here to talk about my dick.
You have average dick energies AIDS.
He's got ADS, average dick syndrome.
It's ADE.
What's
It's like Jared from Subway. He has AIDS.
Exactly like that. So Nate, Hunter has never heard the story about your penis.
Okay.
And I would love to, I know we've done an episode about this before, but there's going to be some new content here.
We've done like 2 episodes about this
We've
so
talked
far.
about this several
If
times.
you share your story about your penis, I will share a story about my balls.
Oh, wait.
I think that's a fair trade.
That's a really
So, Nate,
fair
before
trade.
we get
Take
too
that deal.
deep in, the last time
Nice.
I saw you, I gave you a lot of spunk lube.
Oh, yeah.
And this has been a year in the works.
Yeah.
Did you get to use the spunk lube yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Spunk lube.
Pepin's plugging holes.
So Spunk Lube designed to look like cum, an official sponsor of the Plunge Podcast, and
How
Pepin,
can someone go about getting their hands on some
probably spunklube.com.
And is there a promo code of any
I
sort?
don't.
Yeah, maybe. Try Plunge. Why not?
Wow, that went great.
Yeah. We haven't talked to them in a while, but
Do they still send us stuff from time to time?
if I asked, I think he would.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so we're here to. How did the Spunk Lube test go?
So I had a whole plan, and actually we talked about this in the last podcast, where my plan was to kind of like do not a video like diary, but like an audio
Video
diary.
review?
But it just got confusing with like the whole like hand configuration and everything,
Yeah.
because one hand's covered in Spunk Lube, the other hand is covered in
Normal lube?
Vagina.
Peanut butter.
vagina. Oh no, sorry, keyboard. The other hand's covered in the keyboard and mouse, right?
Yep.
So it's just hard to kind of coordinate those two. But I did take mental notes, and my notes were it's good. It's good enough.
Okay.
I thought it would be a little more cummy with the texture because it's the same color, but it's
Yeah,
not
it
the same.
looks like cum, but it doesn't feel like
Yeah,
cum.
I tasted it. It didn't taste like cum, so that's good to know.
Okay. Now, what I think it's best for is if you're feeling lazy one night, you don't want to make a girl. You're not going to get there,
Yeah.
but you don't want to make her feel self-conscious. So if you have a bottle of it with the squirter bottle, it's very good for faking it. So you
Straight
heat,
in her eyes.
yeah, it's almost
Fire
better
hose style.
to grab it for a little bit, get it a little warm, and then hit it with a couple pumps and make audible noises.
And then
Hit it with
fake
some pumps.
sneeze.
So
And then you make them feel not self-conscious.
this brings me back to my concern that I had with Meter. So being on my own, this is great because it's like it's pretty obvious like when you're on your own when you come and everything. But my problem is, so me and my girlfriend, we will usually start like without a condom, and then we usually finish with a condom.
Yeah.
She's on birth control, but we just want to be safe.
2 forms of birth control.
Right, but let's say that we use spunk lube, right? And let's say it's feeling really good, and I'm like, oh, did I come? And then I try to check. I don't know if I came or not.
Wait,
Because it just looks like...
Let's get
Do you
one
mean
thing straight.
pre-cum, or do you mean like straight?
This
you don't
isn't
know
a
when you're
problem
ejaculating?
most people have. You, with phallic control out of the ordinary, you just don't know when you come?
So there's those
Only
times...
when he's by
There's
himself.
never been a time where I didn't know if I came or not.
No, I'm on board with this.
Kegel hit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Mr. Kegel's here. When I come, it's like I got tased, okay? I'm knowing when it happens. I'm like, all right.
Dude, no. So, to preface this, I stopped talking to this girl because we had sex, and then she was like, I wouldn't even care if I got pregnant. And I was like, whoa, back the fuck up. But before that happened, we were having sex, and I did like a half nut, and I was like, that it? And then I pulled out, and then I was like, finished from there. I was like, I don't know if I came. So I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah. For me, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it's like... You come a little bit, and it's not pre-cum, but it's like you come
It's
you
like-
half cum, or yeah.
It's like one heave. Like it come as dick barf. It's one heave, and then the rest comes out later.
Yeah, like I had this one time where fucking my girlfriend, and then I pull out, and because it's like, oh crap, I'm about to come, and then it's like, but it shoots out, and it's cum, and like
Can't confirm.
okay, okay, but I can
This
keep
is
going,
cum.
right? So I put a condom on after that point, but it's like. It happens sometimes, but not regularly. But it would be enough of concern where I couldn't confirm that it was cum or not if I.
Yeah,
had
it's like you're
spunk
tugging
lube.
rope, but it's like a tug of war rope.
I
You know,
feel
like
like-
it's still pretty hefty.
It only happens if it's like a longer than normal session, and then you're just not sure because like the texture of the dick is different because of the extended period of time that you be fucking, and
Dick texture. That's something
Sex
people don't
dick's
talk
my
about very
favorite.
often.
Sex dick's my favorite dick. That like 40-minute
dick.
span afterwards where it's flaccid but big.
it's heavy.
So
Yeah.
just to be clear, if you had cum, does that make something different happen now?
Well, so you can't
Let-
tell what's cum and what's spunk lube.
So why does that matter? Who cares?
I had a horrible idea of I wanted to fake nut in a girl with spunk lube just to see what happens. But Riley told me that I shouldn't do that because that's a horrible idea.
That's really bad.
It's really bad.
So, Nate, your dick flaps.
Okay, first I gotta answer me this question. So the issue is if I can't tell if it's cum or if it's spunk lube is my girlfriend's very concerned about pregnancy. She doesn't
Yeah.
want to get pregnant, and so she doesn't want any cum inside
Fair.
of her.
Right.
Right. And if we can't confirm whether it's not cum or cum, then we don't know whether the default is to get Plan B, right?
Yeah.
Right, which has a cost to it.
She really doesn't want your child.
So just to be super clear, this is about money.
This is about money, but also like
No. You
unnecessary,
said,
Cash,
and it
baby.
has a cost to it. Oh, okay. So you're okay. Go
unnecessary
on.
precautions for say
Meter,
worries.
So are you saying
Meter, do you like this podcast studio?
love it?
Then it's gone. Yes, okay.
Also,
So-
there's another factor. You shouldn't take Plan B like
Willy-nilly.
more than like 4 times in your life because it fucks up your uterus really badly. And I can confirm that because I'm in pharmacy school.
Oh. So, but Plan B is like, I think, last-ditch effort, right? And rather just avoid that last-ditch effort to begin with.
Isn't
Exactly.
birth control like 99% or something wicked high?
You know what that means? It means there's 1%.
So, I've had that talk with my girlfriend, and we covered that extensively, but she's not comfortable with it, which is fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I respect that. So I'm not going to argue against that. I can provide data because, this is what I do.
I think it's pronounced daddy.
Daddy's dick is very good.
Okay.
So your
that
dick
might be
flaps.
my favorite thing I've ever heard. Daddy's dick.
I wasn't ready for that.
We needed to segue somehow.
Okay. So tell Hunter about your penis.
I am dying to know the stick. I heard X-Acto knife.
Hold on. Before you do, please. What do you think's going on? What's
going on in your brain right now?
What do you know? What do you know
I don't
And
know
what does it mean
anything
to
about
you?
the situation.
So what have you heard?
So I've heard dick flaps.
Yeah.
I heard X-Acto knife.
Okay.
Very close together.
Okay. Yeah.
What I'm assuming is you got a small cut on your pecker
Okay.
and you wanted to remove the scab, so you had a sick dick scar.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Sick dick scar.
But the hand slipped and you cut your dick flaps and now it looks like a plus sign.
Wow, that's a really good guess.
That's pretty cool, actually. Like a plus sign dick.
Yeah!
Okay.
It's like a Phillips head screwdriver.
You just tighten it.
So this started like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't have a good sense of time.
That's
But
fair. I don't either.
I was working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And it's like I was having some issues in the bathroom, like peeing, right?
Okay.
And it wasn't coming out very well. And it's like...
Can I interject quickly?
Yeah.
Do you have a foreskin / do you feel comfortable telling me if you have a foreskin?
I am circumcised.
Okay.
Continue.
Is Dunkin' Donuts relevant?
No.
I like the flavor.
So I was there and just having a hard time peeing, and it started getting really painful. And like, the fuck is going on? Oh, no. And got more and more painful. And eventually, after like 15 minutes, I pushed out like this starry little like nodule thing. I'm not even sure what it was, but
A starry nodule,
which
everyone knows.
yeah, kidney stone, as
Yeah.
more
Yikes.
commonly. I mean, it could have been some other kind of stone, but we assume it's a kidney stone because
Was it like white?
yeah, whitish.
kidney stone?
Yeah. And it was very, very painful. And so I thought, okay, I passed that. It's fine. So I go back to work and everything.
Because
And
he's a fucking boss.
Crying, tears going down my eye.
and the person I was with was like, Nate, you feeling all right? You were in the bathroom for a while. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. And so, continue on. And then I start having to use the bathroom. So I go back to the bathroom and I go to pee. But the whole, like, urethra, so the whole, like, top of it is just fused over. Right? So I'm like, okay, that's an issue right there. So I just try to push really hard to see if this bursts. But nothing comes out. And so now there's like this little like ball. It's almost like a balloon.
Your dick must have been so heavy at that moment in time because you just were loaded up top. It's like a squirt gun, the difference between it being full and empty. You got some weight on that thing.
Right.
My dick hurts right now. Like just listening to this.
Yeah, when I first listened to this, I was at work and I was just like, oh.
So you imagine this like a water bottle or something with some water. Put a balloon at the end. And that's the dick flap that kind of got fused over. Or rather, it's not dick flap didn't get fused over. It's the skin that fused over to heal the dick flaps. And so then you just kind of press the water bottle in a little bit, and the water balloon kind of like expands a little bit. So that's what it's kind of like. So I have this like just urine stuck in my penis, and it was not going anywhere, and it was very awkward. And so I was just gonna kind of deal with it, but then it's like, the more time went on, the more and more I had to pee. And I'm like, fuck, I need to go home. And I never go home. I never go home sick or anything like that. So this was like a big sort of thing. So I tell my boss, and she's like, oh, okay, let's have you go home. Because when I ask to go home, it's like, okay, this is a big issue.
Yeah, like never before have you asked her that. She's probably like, something might be serious. I'll let him go.
Yeah. So I go home and tell my dad, like, I don't know what's going on. And it's like, And so I go to the shower, and it's like, I really have to piss, and this is just a big issue. So it's like, I get in the shower, and nothing's really working. I'm trying to, like, pick at it a little bit. Just get a little...
No!
It's just, like, trying to relieve myself, right? And it's just not working. And so I go into, like, out of desperation in the cabinet, and I find this X-Acto knife.
No! Oh!
And I didn't have insurance at the time, so this is the big part of the story.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
And even if I did, I'd be like, this could be a lot of money, so let's not...
Even if I did.
Wait. Did it play out exactly how you planned, or does it get worse before it gets better?
So,
Yes.
at this point, I was just having a hard time also, this is kind of weird. Like, my penis was so full of like urine that it was kind of like, it wasn't erect, but it was like
full. Yeah, he has a meat in there.
it was essentially erect, right? Like, not full of blood, but full of urine. So it was pseudo erect.
Pseudo erection.
It's
What was
called a
the-
gross erection.
What was the dick texture? Like chub?
It was wet
Wet?
from the
Okay.
shower.
Got it.
So I take the X-Acto knife and I cut the tip and just kind of poke a little hole in it, like not a big hole, but just a tiny little hole,
Were you
right?
like 25 at this time? Like
23 maybe,
Okay.
and maybe 22, and so just enough, and you can see this like tiny little like a stream, like just a little mini stream of, and like, okay, this is some relief, but not enough. So I start cutting it more and more.
Oh my god, why?
And like it was a decent chunk of skin, like maybe this much.
Was it all skin that previously wasn't there, at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So all new skin.
yeah, all new
Okay.
skin. And so I cut into it more and more.
How
and
painful.
Why do you make a sawing motion?
How painful was the cutting?
so the cutting, it depends on where you cut it.
Okay.
We put it that way
Yep.
because certain places was not painful, other places was more painful.
Okay.
So like just doing the tip right there wasn't painful at all, but it's like I cut it open and then all of a sudden like there's like these two little throats in the skin. I can finally piss, but then the problem is there's another kidney stone getting past.
Oh my god. No.
And so I start like punching the shower,
Yep.
and it's not very characteristic of me. I don't usually like
No.
punch things or very violent. And
Lover, not a fighter.
and so I'm just like struggling, and then I pass another one. I'm like, the fuck is this shit? Like I know it's a kidney stone, but I'm like, this is terrible. And so then I just have like these two flaps of skin, not the dick flaps, but extra flaps.
It was your Penia Majora.
Yes.
Thanks for implementing the smart comedy. I appreciate that.
And so
I got jokes.
I'm trying to figure out how to get those off, and thankfully I don't have to use the X-Acto knife. I can just like kind of like
Scissors.
pull at it. Oh, I tried scissors before I did the X-Acto knife, to be honest.
my God.
But then I found the X-Acto knife, and then everything was solved, for certain.
That's
so,
the answer to all our problems.
So then I kind
X-Acto
of,
knives.
like how you get like these like little things of skin on
Yeah,
your
it's like the
fingers,
hangnail.
Yeah.
and you like like pull
You
them
just
off.
got it, yeah.
It was kind of like that, except on your dick.
Did it pull? So a lot of the times it starts to go down.
It didn't go down.
And
Okay.
then you unravel your whole.
He took
You
it to
unravel
base.
an entire vein. for
Did you
some-
know,
how-
fun fact, if you break your dick, that's how they fix it. They peel back all the layers of your skin and then lay them flat so that they all line up, because
Real
breaking
gross.
your dick is literally just like moving the skin so that layers don't match up and then there's no blood flow to it.
Brutal. So you cut out. So now you're peeing fine. You pass the stone.
I passed the stone, and then after that, it's like there's a huge relief, because I don't know if I'd just been drinking like gallons and gallons of water or something, but I peed so much, like it was so much, and it was like, but it really hurt. So it hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I'm like
in your dick or in your back where your kidneys would be?
on my dick,
Okay.
like especially the part.
Specifically,
Where he
the tip.
cut, specifically where he cut his dick.
And so I'm like, okay, things are better here, I guess. So let me try to get to bed. And so a couple times later that night, I had to go pee, and it hurt like a lot. But then the issue I was having is my dick flaps were kind of fusing together, so I had to keep pulling them apart,
Oh.
because I guess like skin and like raw skin and raw skin, it just wants to like
Grow back together.
grow back together. So it just kept on doing that. So I'd keep pulling it apart, and then it's like the next day they're almost like stuck together like permanently. So I'm like, this isn't good. So I had to like really kind of pull them apart, and I had to do that for a couple weeks.
Oh, no.
I like the idea that you get like a job that's not Dunkin' Donuts, and the first thing you do is like, time to get my dick surgery to remove these flaps. Your company's like, hey, what the fuck was this surgery? You just got, is this your first time you got insurance? You're like, I had something
Dude, your
that's been
dick
up
was
my
just
sleeve.
trying to wear a belt. That's
a buckle.
wild.
So it's like for about 3 or 4 years, I had these issues with sleep, and I was having to constantly urinate. Like it was like 20 times a night. And so it's like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, I go to the doctors have much information. And eventually I talk to one doctor who has like some, like I brought up one thing and he's like, wait a second, you passed a kidney stone? Let me see your dick. And so he looked at it and he's like, wow, that hole's pretty narrow. So I guess the pathology here is that when you have like super, what do you call it, like a urethral stricture or something like that? But if you have like super small dick hole, like you have to put a lot more pressure to get the urine to go out. And so that pressure fatigues the bladder. So the bladder gets fatigued. It can't push out more urine. But eventually the bladder gets, revitalized, and then you can push out more urine. So you just have to, pee like constantly, and you can't push out very much. But and that's the cycle I was in for a while. And so
That sucks.
3 years later, I got dick surgery. Meter was there for me. He was my bear. People thought we were dating.
We'll be like that one day.
And they essentially went in and they cut it, and then they cut it open, and actually had to stitch it, so it's like kind of like pulled open. I had the photo somewhere. I was gonna show Jason Elmy that from Shit Happens Party.
Yeah,
Anybody
yeah.
can find it.
If you do happen to find it, please send it to me. I'm very intrigued.
And they also had to like go in with a camera.
Yeah.
And also make sure it wasn't tightened up there. I think it was tightened like it was. The damage was not just to the tip. The tip was the big damage part.
You legitimately had sounding surgery. It was just a surgery where they sounded the shit out of you.
Yeah, essentially. Because the main issue was the tip of my dick. That's where it was kind of mostly damaged.
Yeah.
But I think a little bit further down, it may have been damaged
Probably
as well.
from the buildup of like not being able to, and it starting to expand, and the pressure probably damaged parts of your urethra.
Yeah. So currently, my dick is good.
That's good. That's good.
It took a while. And my streams, so I used to like have very bad streams, hence why I had the issues with urination.
You were probably shooting missiles though. If it was tight, like it's like when you put your thumb over a hose,
was,
you
like,
cover like
pressure
90%
washing.
of the hose. Like it's like.
It was just more like a.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a good stream.
Yeah,
but then
just a small one.
small volume.
Yeah.
Very small
Yeah, so
volume.
it's a pressure wash. There's no poop on the inside of the bowl. He washes that shit himself.
But the thing is, I'd never be able to pee for very long.
Because your bladder would get fatigued.
Yeah. So it was like a catch-22, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
Nice stream, but not very much volume. So now I can do good volume and good pressure, but the dick flaps aren't like, say, pristine anymore. So it's like, if I get a good stream going and dick flaps get nicely separated and there's that kind of action going on there, it's kind of like a fart sometimes,
You have queef dick.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's your Tinder profile.
It's called corning. The dick equivalent is called corning.
Interesting.
So it's like when I pee now, usually the first like say 10 seconds or so, it's like not very. I mean, I think most guys are like that. It's not very stable the first like 10 seconds, but it can get kind of annoying and it kind of just go over the place. So
While we're on peeing, do you guys take your balls out when you pee?
No.
no.
Depends.
I can only get a full empty if I take my balls out.
Do you go over the fence or through the gate?
It depends.
I've gotten
Am I wearing a belt?
Yes.
That's also a big part of it. I've also
what
gotten.
am I wearing? That matters.
Yeah, most of my underwear now doesn't have the happy hole, so I have to go unzip the hole.
If I have like a tucked in like dress shirt and a belt, it's like a whole thing. Just go out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Even if I'm in like jeans and a t-shirt, I still go through the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I do it. It makes me feel safe.
I used to do it, but then I also used to have to pull out my balls.
I thought you already had your dick out because your thumb was
Yeah, right
really
on
close.
Facebook.
That's why I was shook. I was like,
Bold move.
Weird flex, but okay. Good timing.
I appreciate you sharing that story with us.
You have any questions? Follow-up questions? Curiosities?
So you
Other
literally,
than the picture, no.
is it like a pocketbook? You know, like a coin purse? How they have the things at the top that you have to like. You just like. Is it like that? Like you just have two things that come up and you gotta.
Does it have a clasp?
Yeah.
So
Holy shit, a dick class.
Like physically, what does these flaps look like?
So I'd say my dick's relatively normal.
Okay, it's back to.
But I think so. If you ever start experiencing like the stickage like that,
Okay.
Like you'll be very aware of your dick flaps because you're like, oh, these are actually.
So I have dick flaps.
You have dick flaps,
Wow.
but they're very small, right?
But
I
yours,
think I know
so
what you're
yours got
talking
bigger
about.
for a little bit, or yours got present?
The bottom of the head kind of splits into two,
Yeah.
and that's where. Yeah, no, I know what dick flaps are. Fuck yeah, hell yeah, learning new shit.
That's gonna be on the
Oh,
test.
so it's like the bottom part where it goes like,
And,
Yeah.
and
and the
splits.
yours just covered.
So the issue I was having is the dick. There's two ends.
Yeah.
Were getting stuck together.
Okay.
That sounds
Okay,
horrible.
so so a dick because normally like it does the little like thing. Your thing's just like
Yeah. And
okay.
you could say that for those 3 years of I was having tough time urination, they were mostly stuck. They're mostly fused together, but a small hole.
I have a visual way to put this. You know how when you make a dumpling, you do the pinch method and you
No.
pinch it all the way around.
I don't.
I've
cook.
seen
Your
it done.
dick
I've seen
is
it done.
like a dumpling that is finished.
I don't know what that means.
So they pinched it. His dumpling dick got pinched all the way around to be closed off.
Did
Like,
nature pinch your dumpling?
I think so. Like this metaphor is making sense to some person, and they're like, "Oh, I get it now."
There's someone out there who's clicking on my level, and they're like, "I get it."
They're like, yeah, finally.
Because a dumpling, they pinch within to itself,
Yeah.
and that's what yours
Does
did.
you like hold it in your hand? And
Yeah, and it goes all the way around. Yeah,
all together.
crimp.
Yeah, I've seen someone
You
do
got
that.
the
I
dick
like the
crimp.
hand motion that you did there. It looked like you were cupping balls
It's
and
well
then flicking the
practiced.
base.
Speaking of balls, I think we're gonna get a ball story, right?
I gotta piss so
Yes.
You got a
We
piss
can
bag?
take a brief intermission for
That would be
recording,
great.
but yes, we can get to the ball story.
Okay, next time on We Need to Talk, we are gonna do balls to the wall.
Hunter's ball story coming up next.
Also, check out the Plunge at Plunge Podcast,
At
Yep.
Plunge Podcast.
at Plunge Podcast, Twitter and Facebook.
Instagram. I don't know what our Facebook is, but I think it's if you just look up the Plunge Podcast.
I think it's the
you'll
Plunge
find us.
Podcast. I actually have it tagged in this, and we'll tag you in the show notes.
Way to not take the out of our Facebook.
No,
Because
it's
we're
there.
still the Plunge Podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
We're the Plunge.
Oh,
We
shit.
need to talk. Be-do-do-do.